Trojan family, what's up, man? Fight on to everybody, man. Look, how's everybody doing, man? Hope everybody's having a blessed Tuesday. Listen, we've had some great news come out. But check this out. Have you ever seen, did you guys see those Reggie Bush clips, man? Have you ever seen a player that has been able to do the things that Reggie Bush has done? I mean, can you ever reflect back? Can you remember ever seeing a player able to move and groove, be able to have the cutback on a dime, such as Reggie Bush? I mean, for crying out loud, the man's shoe come off and he's still able to move and groove. The man's shoe come off and he's still able to move and groove, right? Reggie Bush has set the standard, man. And we say this every year, man. We say this every single year. Reggie Bush, this is going to be he's the next Reggie Bush. We say that every year. You know why? Because there's a Reggie Bush standard, man. Ever since college football has been hit with Reggie Bush, man, and the Reggie Bush, his crazy run style, his speed, his agility, man, his ability to be able to catch the ball like a receiver, be able to run out the backfield, man, be able to run up the middle. Reggie Bush was all things to USC. And not only that, he was all things to everybody in college football. Everybody else in the world, all around the world, are Reggie Bush fans. They know Reggie Bush, and they know him for his accomplishments. They know him for his ability, man. And so will there ever be, you guys hit me in the comment section, will there ever be another Reggie Bush? Hit me in the comment section. Tell me, like, share, subscribe. USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. Now, check this out. We've had some great news to come out. And the news is this. I'm going to read it to you. On Monday, the National Foundation and the College Football Hall of Fame revealed the ballot for the class of 2023. Star-studded list features 80 players from FBS levels spanning 50 years. List includes Reggie Bush, Tim Tebow, Marshawn Lynch, Ray Lewis, and Alex Smith. And coincidentally, we got some other Trojans in there. We got Jeff Bridgel, offensive guard, drafted 1987, round 2, pick 37. We also got Mark Carrier, ex-USC Trojan, safety, 1990, round 1, pick 6. And of course, we got our one and only Reggie Bush, running back, 2006, round 1, pick number 2. Listen, Reggie Bush has set the standard for USC football. Now, College Football Hall of Fame has recognized Reggie Bush as being able to be one of the best. and recognize him as an actual college football player that's played in the game. Now, Heisman Trophy Trust, they recognize Reggie Bush. And we know this because last year, on July 28th, 2021, Reggie Bush requested to have his Heisman Trophy back, to be basically reinstated with the NCAA. However, it was shot down. The Heisman Trophy Trust basically said, if the NCAA will just basically grant you a reinstatement, we will give you your trophy back. So here it is. And we understand what's really going on with the NCAA. We know who they're in with. We know that the good old boy system, what it's all about. We know that it's controlled by a lot of the southern region. And we know that if USC gets reinstated, they know this. If USC gets reinstated with Reggie Bush, with his Heisman Trophy, we know that USC is essentially going to be, Reggie Bush is the face of USC, right? Not only is Reggie Bush the most known college football player of all time, all around the world, if Reggie Bush gets reinstated with his this is more publicity for the University of Southern California, right? This is more accolades for the University of Southern California. This is more stats that are going to be reinstated, because if you remember, the Saints, they took away all of these. They took away 14 wins, right? They took away 14 wins. And then they tried to say they wanted to take away the 2004 BCS National Championship. So they know if reinstatement happens, they understand that USC is going to have more stats put up on them, right? Put to their resume, right? USC is going to have more accolades all over the world. And see, they understand that. But let me read some of this to you. It says, sanctions from the investigation, which came in 2010, mandated that Bush disassociate from USC and include a 2-year postseason ban from the school. 14 vacated victories, including the 2004 BCS National Championship and the loss of 30 scholarships. Hey, but here's the question. How is it that this happened in 2010? You got all these vacated victories. You got the 30 lost scholarships. You got all of these different things banned from the postseason. Answer this question. And this tells you, and this shows you the power of the USC brand and the fact that it's a blue blood program. USC brand is so powerful. Even though you had these sanctions, you still was able to maintain being relevant and still able to maintain good recruits. And I reflect back, just the video I showed you guys the other day, it was from the Holiday Bowl. We beat Nebraska. But I reflect back, you look at Leonard Williams. You look at Leonard Williams on the field. You look at Sewell Cravens on the field. You look at the Dory Jackson on the field. You look at Juju Smith-Schuster on the field. They've been able to maintain all of this relevancy, being able to be relevant all throughout the years, even in the process of being sanctioned. No other school that you know of can be able to have that to happen to them. USC has still been able to produce top draft picks in the NFL. If you look at the span from 2010 all the way to now, USC still got big time players, and we've seen it with Drake London this year, right? We've seen it with Drake London, round one. We see Juju Smith-Schuster in there. We see Adoree Jackson now in the league. We see Michael Pittman Jr. We see Nelson Aguilar. We see Marquise Lee. We see Robert Woods. We see all of these players, man. And I know I'm missing some. I'm missing quite a few guys. Some linebackers. I'm missing some D tackles. I'm missing some guys. But you guys know. You got Zach Banner. I mean, you name it. All of these guys we've been able to maintain being relevant throughout these years. And see, the NCAA knows if they just reinstate him his Heisman Trophy back, what kind of sense does it make now? Listen, let me read this. What kind of sense does it make now to just keep the man's trophy away from him and you got name, image, and likeness? What kind of sense does that make? Right? You got players that are being paid now. Listen to this. The NCAA will not, this is last July, the NCAA will not consider revisiting penalties or previously vacated records from the past year based on recent changes to name, image, and likeness regulations that went into effect this month, according to the NCAA spokesman. Why? Explain to me, why don't you want to give him his trophy back? That's just malice, hateful, and just envy. That's just all kinds of just hatred. Why wouldn't you? What about, and I told you guys, I gave you guys stories. I'm sorry, I'm about to get upset now. This is every time I think about this, it just makes me upset. Tell me this. I gave you stories. Fred in a couple of my videos, in past videos, Fred Taylor, the former Florida running back, confessed to getting money, $50,000 from Georgia, right? And I've told you guys this. He confessed it. He got it from Georgia, but ended up playing for Florida. And it's been other people, other guys that, necessarily hadn't been, made no confession, but they have been caught up. But it was small, self-imposed sanctions. Self-imposed sanctions. They want to do all these. I remember, I'm not going to call out the schools, but I remember it's quite a few other schools that have been caught up. But they wanted to do the death penalty on USC, and we are demanding that Reggie gets his trophy back. I said it. We are demanding that Reggie gets his trophy back. Now we see here that on Monday, the National Football and the College Football Hall of Fame have revealed the ballots of the class of 2023. And guess what? Reggie Bush is in there. So they recognize Reggie Bush as being a player. They recognize Reggie Bush. And not only them, the Heisman Trophy Trust, they recognize Reggie Bush as being a player. So why don't you, NCAA, recognize Reggie Bush as being a player, man? So you guys hit me in the comment section. Every time I think about this, I tell you, man, it just does something to me. So we are demanding his trophy back. Listen, so we're excited about 3 Trojans getting in on the ballot and possibly making it in the College Football Hall of Fame. And so listen, you guys hit me in the comment section. You tell me what you think. I had to go on this little rant because you know what? When I read this article, it just makes me think and just makes me sick because we want Reggie's trophy back and they know the publicity, all the accolades, all of the fame that's going to come toward USC and they can't stand it. You guys hit me in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, USCJ32, and look at my man right there. That's my man right there, Reggie, right there, on that picture right there. Look at him. He's jumping in the Texas game. Listen, that's the greatest player that ever played college football. Listen, you guys hit me in the comment section. You tell me what you think. Fight on, fight on, fight on.